Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nyca, in with another edition of What Their Business and My Views. So we're gonna jump right into it because in this video we're going to have an in-depth discussion about the Uvalde shooter. Okay, but before we get to him, let me jump into my other topics. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. Make sure you turn your notifications on so that you do not miss any of the upcoming content that I have coming you guys' way. And welcome to all of my new subscribers. I'm sorry I do not get a chance to speak to y'all individually, even when I come live. It be quite a few people in here, and I just want to say I appreciate everybody who has subscribed to the channel or resubscribed to the channel. And I appreciate you guys who come over and watch my content because we are bigger than just the rah on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so in our first story today, and it has been resolved, but I'm still gonna weigh in my thoughts and opinions on it. That is about this right here. As Juneteenth quickly approaches, many corporations are looking for a way to be included. Walmart was one of such, and over the past weekend, not this weekend, last weekend, photos of Walmart's new ice cream in celebration of the holiday started to circulate, and folks sounded off. After reviewing the thoughts of those online, the company has issued a formal apology and said they will be removing any items they deem as inappropriate. They are not the only ones that try to be a part of the Juneteenth celebrations, but in an inappropriate way. Okay, remember IKEA faced similar backlash last year when they tried to do the chicken and watermelon fun thing. Okay. Juneteenth is a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans. And if you can't be respectful, it may be an excellent time to shut what we like to call the fuck up. Okay, trying to be involved can cause you a loss of business. Okay, sometimes less is best. Maybe you shouldn't try so hard to be included in things that you simply do not understand. We don't bother, y'all on Christopher Columbus Day, catch that. Now, let's move on because I said what I had to say about that. I just thought that was very disrespectful. And then to on top of it, child, they gave it the great value version. The great value version. And who told them that we are lovers of red velvet? Girl, you know what? People do a lot. But I'll just say this: I'm glad that they understood the error of their ways and offered an apology and decided they're not gonna pull this type of ad. This is not going to be one of their Juneteenth. Y'all need to go back to the drawing board. Everybody need to sit back at the drawing board over there in y'all marketing section of the Walmart and do better. Now, we are a forgiving people, but trust, we won't forget, okay? We will not be forgetting. In our next story, Netflix released an episode of My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, which was taped prior to the Oscar 2022. And Will Smith was a guest, and he and David Letterman discussed his 2021 memoir, his role in King Richard, and his prediction of his career downfall. All of that was taped before the slap that was heard around the world. Okay, now in Revelation that was shared before the Oscar outburst, where comedian Chris Rock was slapped by Smith for a joke made about Will's wife, it doesn't seem as if he was, it does kind of give you a sense that he was somehow predicting his future. That backlash after that slap was damaging to his career, as I told y'all the night that it happened that it would be. Now, according to Will, during this interview, he drank this hallucinogenic tea he took 4 times 14 times in 2 years. And during one of those times, he drank it. He said he saw his career going away. According to him, once you drink it, you see yourself in a different light, a way you have never seen self before. He said it was one of the most hellish psychological experience of his life. He said he started seeing so much of his money fly away, his house fly away, and his career going away. He said in a panic, he became physically ill at that vision. He said he stopped caring because in that vision he heard Willow, his daughter, cry out, and he stopped caring about the house and the career, and he only wanted to get to his daughter. Now, once he came out of that vision, he realized that anything that happens in life he can handle. He handle he can handle personal loss, and he said you all should, really go. I think that you all should go watch that. I found it when I to be quite interesting because I saw some of it, and my opinion is this: there is always a warning before destruction. Okay, and I'm not saying that he destroyed, but I'm saying that he saw something through drinking this hallucinogenic tea. And many will say that, that was some type of drug in there that had him going that way. But again, y'all, I'm from the school of there is always a warning right before destruction. And I find that it to be very interesting that he predicted that there would be a turn in his career, that he would suffer loss in his career and possibly personal loss. Okay, even more personal than his career. Okay. And that would be the suspected rumors of a possible divorce. Now, do I think that Jada and Will divorce? We don't know. I would like to think because they are a business as well as a married couple that won't happen. But stranger things have happened. But this interview really did make me think, just how much you really do get signs, some subtle, some not so subtle, but you always get a sign that something may go wrong. Something is ahead. And right when he taped this, who knew that months or a year later he would be faced with that altercation at the 2022 Oscars? Pay attention to the signs, people. That's pretty much all I'm gonna give as it pertains to Will Smith. However, I do wish him luck in his future endeavors. I really do like Will Smith, and I would like to see him continue to win. Sometimes time is all it takes to heal certain wounds and make things go away. Our attention span is not so great nowadays, so it's only a matter of time before he get an opportunity to get back some of the opportunities he is now finding himself losing. He's going to get them back. Good luck to Will Smith. In our next story, young rapper Gunna will be spending the summer in the clink. Oh, before I get to him, let's go back here. Y'all, why David Letterman look like Santa Claus? I said, damn, I used to watch the David Letterman show every single night. And I know he's up there in age and things like that. And of course, he always had that snow white hair. But girl, why is he sitting up there looking like Santa Claus? He looked like all he waiting on is his belly to get a little bigger so he can get ready for the upcoming 2022 Christmas season. Girl. Oh, Lord. And then it's net, girl. I'm gone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's move on to Gunna. He gonna be spending the summer in the clink because on Monday a judge denied bond once again. Gunna pled not guilty to on the RICO charges to, as prosecutors allege, he and other members of Young Slim Life have engaged in criminal activity since 2012. The prosecution argued Gunna was not just an associate of the group, but a documented gang member. They also alleged Gunna directed troops into combat while referencing lyrics from some of his rap songs as he as alleged evidence. Okay. The Fulton County Court judge denied bond, saying that he is concerned that the rapper could be a danger to witnesses and the folks tied to this case. Gunna has a trial date set for January the 9th, 2023. Now, y'all know that Fed got a 98% conviction rate, right? When the feds come, they not like the city and the state, baby. When the feds come and get you, they have watched. They have compiled evidence. So I'm hoping that he's able to dot some I's, cross some T's, and be able to win his case. That's about the best I can say about that. But you do know that when the feds step in, they pretty much already got a case built up against you. And usually it is rock solid. Okay. So good luck to Ghana. Now, in another sad story, actor Ray Liotta passed away in his sleep. They say he passed away this week at the age of 67. He was in the Dominican Republic filming a movie called Dangerous Waters. I personally remember him for Goodfellas, Field of Dreams, Shades of Blue, and Narc. He is survived by his daughter Carson, a sister named Linda, and fiance JC Natello. Oh, rest in peace to him. Man, that kind of shocked me. I ain't gonna lie, that shocked me because he's always like in them crime movies, and I really was kind of taken aback at that. I was like, okay, that's wild. But rest in peace to Ray. May you rest in the arms of the Savior for whatever eternity looks like. Now, let me get to the next story because this one is the one that I have been waiting and compiling so much information so that I can give you guys my opinion. Okay. On Tuesday, the grandfather, let me see where I want to start with this. Okay. This week, 18-year-old Salvador Ramos, an unemployed teenager, wrote 3 disturbing messages, okay? Facebook messages just before he went on a rampage at the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. He wrote that he was going to shoot his grandmother and made good on his vow, writing minutes later that he had shot his grandmother. The next message foretold of his final act of unspeakable violence. I'm going to shoot an elementary school. That was written 15 minutes before he arrived on the Robb Elementary School campus. Those messages mirror text messages supposedly sent to a 15-year-old female acquaintance in Germany. He was annoyed that his grandmother had issues with his phone bill. And here are the messages. Let me see if these are, because I got 2 sets of messages, baby. That's the first set of messages, okay? He was said to have experienced bullying in school. Because he was poor and didn't graduate high school, so he grew angry and isolated. Several former friends stated that coming to school, he stopped coming to school and knew he wouldn't be graduating with his peers. There is this one young lady identified only as Natalie B., who lives blocks away from Raymond's grandmother, that said that he had anger issues. She stated that people saying that he was bullied, but she didn't see that. It was more like the other way around. And as I was researching, I found old Facebook videos where he deliberately were in parks and things like that, starting stuff with people. He had a job up until March of this year down to the Wendy's, where the female employee said that he was a bit, he was kind of like had anger issues. He would pick on people. He would send disgusting text messages to some of the female employees there and blame it on other people. This boy, he may have had some mental illness going on. Definitely, I will agree that he had some mental illness. However, he was sane enough to clearly this was premeditated murder. Okay, that's what it was. Ramos' mother, Adrienne Reyes, told the Daily Mail that she was surprised by her son's rampage. According to her, he wasn't a violent person and they had a good relationship. According to her, her last time that they spoke was on Raymond's birthday, which was May the 16th of this year. However, mom's live-in boyfriend, one Mr. Juan Alvarez, said that Raymond and Adriana had a turbulent relationship and that Raymond had left her home to live with his grandmother over a fight about Wi-Fi. On Tuesday, the grandfather, Mr. Reyes, received a call from a neighbor telling him that Ramos had shot his grandmother and had taken her truck. I had the picture of the truck. I don't know what I did with it, but there's a picture online of the truck, his grandmother's truck that he crashed. Okay. He did not have a license, and he is said to have crashed the truck near Robb Elementary. The witnesses that saw that incident called the police. The police showed up and they pursued him. And he ran into the school wearing a tactical style vest, carrying a rifle. He barricaded himself in a classroom and started shooting. Do you see the mental illness there? Mentally ill, but sane enough to know exactly what he's doing. Ramos even went on to IG in an account that has been identified as his, but was taken down hours prior to the massacre. Well, he went to IG and wrote direct messages to a teen in Los Angeles. And these are the messages from that teen in Los Angeles, okay? Telling her he wanted to share a little secret. These are the messages he sent hours. So we have one message he wrote and sent to an unidentified female he met online who lived in Germany. She gave copies of that to CNN, and they have shown it on their program. Here are the screenshots of yet another female that he reached out to from Los Angeles, telling her he wanted to share a secret. Now, the teen said that she barely knew him, but he randomly tagged her in photos of guns. He said that he texted her in an hour and she'd have to respond, but said that she told him she might not be awake. And that's the last thing he wrote was, "I'ma air out." Now, the Instagram account was deleted shortly after Texas Governor Greg Abbott identified him as the shooter, and a TikTok account bearing the same name and profile picture was also taken offline. Both accounts used the bio line, "The biggest up." Okay. Tuesday morning, Salvador Ramos shot and killed 19 children and 2 teachers at the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. But God. And I say that because there was an 11-year-old girl by the name of Maya Cirillo. She was a 4th grader at the Robb Elementary School who played dead after the gunman entered her classroom. She's still struggling today to cope and tell the authorities and her parents what all she witnessed, but she did give some insight to her family. Mia's teacher, Irma Garcia, was one of the teachers killed. Some of her friends and classmates were also targeted. Maya went into survival mode. She put blood on herself and pretended that she was dead. She saw one of her friends full of blood and she put some of it on herself. Now, she was injured and taken to the hospital but has since been released. She had bullet fragments in her back. In my opinion, Salvador Ramos was a coward. He took the easy road out instead of facing justice for clipping the lifespans of 19 children and 2 teachers. I don't give a damn that he was poor. I don't give a damn that he stuttered and had a lisp. There's plenty of people who face those type of life situations, and they don't take to going to a elementary school and ending the lives of innocent children. Now, this does not mean because I'm passionate about that this man that we need to forget about what happened a week or so ago over in Buffalo, New York at the Top supermarket. That's not overshadowing this at all. But these are children. These are children. I don't give a damn what color they are. These were innocent children nearing the end of a school year. Just hours earlier had a graduation. They should have been allowed to complete the school year and go into the summer and have fun. Like for people that think that this boy had a problem, no, he didn't have no problem. He didn't have no problem that will cause him to do what he has done. I'm not gonna fall for the mental illness thing. Now, true that he may have had some mental situations going on with himself, but at the end of the day, he was sane enough to buy bullets on his 18th birthday and a whole host of ammunition. He was sane enough to write down his intentions and send direct messages to 2 people. It is not anyone's fault that he chose to not complete school and stop going. Therefore, he was left behind. It is nobody's fault. See, I grew up, well, I didn't grow up like that, but my mother passed at the age of my age of 13. I went into poor situations and I learned to rise above. See, that's what a lot of inner city children do. They tend to, if they want better, they strive for better. Everybody's not looking to take the criminal way out of any situation. He clearly had problems, but to say he was totally insane, I won't say that because he was smart enough to premeditate. He was careful in how he did things. He knew exactly what he was planning on doing on the morning of the shootings. So he's not getting a pass from me. And I'm not overlooking what has happened to people that look like me throughout history and as of recent. I got enough concern in me, and I think that I'm a well-rounded person to where I can care about them all. This is a disgusting individual that you see on the screen. And to be honest with you, like I said, he took the coward's way out. He didn't want to face justice for the 19 children and the 2 adults that he ended their life. This boy woke up with a plan on Tuesday morning and he executed it. So, no, I don't have no sympathy for him. He shot his own grandmother in the face. She is sitting in the hospital as of Thursday night when I was preparing my notes for this video. She was in critical condition and was supposed to be being transported to a hospital in San Antonio, Texas. He knew what he was doing. Rest in peace to the 19 beautiful angels that lost their lives. Rest in peace to the 2 adult teachers who lost their lives trying to protect 4th graders. So I don't have no sympathy and compassion in my heart for this. This was senseless. And as I stated before, this was one of the most deadliest attack on an elementary school since 2012 at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut. And I don't care what color you are. We are all the Creator's children. Now that's how I feel about that. I've shown you several times in several ways where this boy was fully aware of what he was doing. No compassion. No compassion. I have as much compassion for him as he had as he barricaded himself inside that school and decided to eliminate anybody he felt was in his way. And my God, what was in his way was elementary school children, fourth graders. So miss me with that. Let's try to understand. I ain't understanding nothing. He woke up Tuesday morning with it on his mind to commit a act of violence, and he executed it. I said what I said. And that brings us to the end of another edition of Their Business and My Views. This went a little longer because I had to wrap him up in a bow real quick and let people know that no, you ain't wrong for feeling the way you feel, and to be concerned and have compassion for those babies that were killed this week does not mean that you're not caring about your people. It just means that you are have enough compassion in your heart to understand what some of them parents are feeling right now. And to know that there were points where parents had to identify their love, their babies by what they had on when they left for school. So that gives you an idea and a glimpse into how devastating some of them kids were just gunned down for no reason. But let me jump off my soapbox because I said what I said. That's it. So anybody out here talking about these are not black kids, I don't care what color kids they are, they're children. They're children who didn't get a chance to have a life. They didn't get to experience the joy of adulthood because they were gunned down as babies. Fourth graders are nothing but babies in my eyesight. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much for watching today. Remember, in closing, as always, you do not have to be great to get started, but you must get started in order to be great. And it is the depth of your struggle that will determine the ultimate height of your success. Have a wonderful remainder to your holiday weekend, and I will see you guys back next week down here in the den. Thank you.